And the best thing I think is we have an incredible faculty. I'm so blessed to have these people with us. Sheila, of course, um, 20 years of teaching as an English reading, grammar, literature teacher. Sarah Patton is also a PEO member in Chapter T,
Really?
and she was a lawyer before that, so she's got some real life experience as well. And she's going to be doing the oratory courses for us. Mary Brennan at the bottom, more than 30 years teaching math from pre-algebra to calculus, and just amazing at making it, I don't want to say easier, but understandable. When we were taping our classes, I think it was Sheila who said,
It was.
um, Mary did this lesson about how many Santa's elves and his reindeer were stuck in a snowbank, and you could only see heads and legs. So how many of them were there? And she had marshmallows and pretzels, and Sheila said, well, I get it now.
Oh, it was beyond me. I was like, there can't just be one answer. And she took us through it step by step. And I'm like, really? That's the only answer? She's brilliant. She's amazing.
And very creative ways to get that information across. And then Andy Barzak, again, more than 30 years of experience teaching. History, social science is his love, his passion. He's also served as headmaster and principal in a variety of places, and so he brings some experience there. He'll also be doing the guidance and the study skills as well as history. Sheila will have reading and English, which are separate classes in the 8th grade. And she also will be our 5th day coordinator, which she'll talk about in a little bit here. So I'll turn it over to Sheila.
So one of the things that really distinguishes, well, the great thing about Covington Classical Academy is that we're a group of experienced teachers who got together and said, if we could create the perfect school, what would it look like? And one thing that we really focused on was when the focus is on academics, we want it to be on academics. We don't want to, this day there's this assembly and this day there's that thing going on. But flip side of that, we want our students to be able to learn experientially, because we know experiential learning is key to making those connections and understanding. So what we have done with the schedule is that 4 days a week, there will always be our regular academic schedule, so that the teachers know this is the length of your class, this is where you'll be able to teach. The kids know what they're doing. They have that regular structure that they can build the rest of their lives around and their schedules around. But on those weeks when there's a 5th, there's 5 days in the school week, that 5th day will be all experiential. And that's why we call it our 5th day. And we will make the greater Cincinnati area our classroom. So maybe one week we go to the zoo and make connections about biology. Maybe another week we go to the museum center at the Natural History Museum and make those connections about natural history. Maybe another week we go to the Kenton County Library to use their makerspace. One week we stay at the school and we build marble runs to do the rise. Okay, there's those math terms, the slope and the whatever that is. Okay, rise and run, that's it. And then you time it and you refine it. One day we'll go bike riding, and first we'll all learn how to change a tire and grease a chain, and then we'll go biking along the river. At least once a month we'll do service, and Covington has fantastic service opportunities within walking distance of the school. And I know you're very involved with a lot of the service agencies down on the river, and so we want to be able to tie into them and make that a real experience for the students, not just something to put on their resume. So the 5th day program will combine STEM activities, arts and humanities, physical activities, and community service throughout the school year to really help the students learn how to be lifelong learners. And we're real excited about that. And that's where the community comes into play, because we're looking for those guest speakers or those programs that we can connect our students with. So many people, when they hear about the school, they're like, oh, I want to be involved, but I don't know how. Well, let me know. You might have a connection that we could make, that we could bring someone into the school, or we could go to their location and really make those educational connections for the students. So that's 5th day. And there's got to be questions about that. Any questions? Or you want to know more?
Sheila, love the idea of that. That is absolutely fantastic. And you know, there's going to be
a part of 5th day. I want to like participate in 5th day.
We will need adults. So I'm going to write you down, Leanne. We need to know that. Go ahead, Ann.
I mean, we've already, you know, they're building a new cold shelter in Covington.
Yes.
And there's a second one opened right now because they just need extra space. I don't know if it will be permanent, but that just comes to mind right away. There's just so much they can do for community service there. I love the idea that they'll be not just putting in some hours so they can put it on their resume, but actually be involved in their own community. Love it.
So I already have a connection with Kim Webb at the shelter, and
right.
The construction, they'll get it built as quickly as they can to let the clients in. But I think there'll be ongoing ways that students can really be a part of that, and it's close enough that we could walk there.
Yeah, that's wonderful.
Yeah, we're definitely looking at that. Great.
And go ahead. Was somebody saying anything? Something? Okay. I was going to say learning outside of the classroom is so important, and fewer schools are doing it anymore. I mean, field trips are just, they're expensive, logistics, liabilities, all of that. And the field trips that they do tend to do now are fun, kind of reward things. Let's go see a movie, not let's go learn something. So that's a big difference. And as Leanne was saying, we want to get community members involved. We want our parents involved. If they want to just come and participate because it's a fun activity, the more adults, the better. If they want to lead an activity, that's great too, because as Sheila said, they have connections or expertise that we can draw on. And so we really want to create a community and be part of the community of Covington as well. And so many exciting opportunities to do that through 5th day.
Well, what I'm sure is exciting for you guys too, as I'm listening to you, is that you won't be fighting against the administration telling you, you can't do this, you can't do that, you can't that way. We have to, you know, we're going to cancel this now. This is what happens in the Newport schools. It just all becomes so complicated. No, we don't want you to have a garden this year because blah, blah, blah. It's just so frustrating. So I'm excited that you'll have a kind of school where you don't have to worry about that.
Because we're all teachers, so we know.
Yeah.
You just have to figure out the right way to make it work.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll have to deal with logistics too, but we'll make it work.
You're picking your own curriculum. You're so involved in your own curriculum, which a lot of teachers are not allowed to do. They've got really bad restrictions on them, and teachers are the ones that know, about curriculum and what is appropriate for which grade and how they need to teach it to kids. And so that's very exciting.
Right, and we really want to build it in. If we're going to do something like go to the Cincinnati Shakespeare Theater for a performance, then everybody should be talking about that in their class, not just English, but how can we get that into my Latin class? How can we get it into social studies? Math sometimes is a little bit trickier, but all of our teachers want to be thinking along these lines and really keep that interdisciplinary aspect. Yes. So because we're focusing on academically capable students, we're offering an early entry into high school for students who are academically ready, who are motivated. And we know those late middle school years, they don't do a whole lot anymore. And the way the American system works, you have to be this age to be in this grade. And if your birthday's past the cutoff, well, too bad, you have to wait or whatever it is. And we're saying, no, if you're ready for a ninth grade curriculum, then you should do that. And putting students together who want to do that, who can do that, whether they skip over 2 years or 1 year, they're ready for it and they're capable of doing it. But on the other side, then we know that parents worry, what happens when my kid is 15, 16, or 17? What do they do at graduation? And it's hard to imagine that when your kid is 10 or 11. So full disclosure here, the girl in the middle of this picture is my daughter. And she graduated when she was 15 because she had a July birthday. And she had a long goal since she had French in grade school. She wanted to go to France after graduation and do a gap year. So she spent 8 months in France with the Rotary International program.
Oh, yeah.
And it was wonderful. Was she ready to go to college? Absolutely. She was academically advanced. She was mature, responsible. But we said, this is an opportunity. You don't have to jump through the next hoop. This is an opportunity. And think how much better of a college freshman you're going to be having spent a year in France. And that is indeed what happened. And Sheila's son also did the Rotary International program.
In fact, Sandy in chapter AP was on the selection committee for Covington's Rotary, who helped Micah get that Covington Rotary scholarship to be able to do Rotary for a year. And that was a tremendously defining year for him and allowed him to, be that much better in college. So, but he had also done early entry into high school. And so that allowed him to be at a more natural age when he started college.
Right.
He was ready for college, but that year off doing something else was a good choice for him. And he wanted to do study abroad. So it was good.
So some of the students who are 15, 16, 17, they're going to be ready for early entry into college. I mean, as I said, why wait until you're this specific age if you're ready academically, your work ethic, motivation, all of that. And many of our students will be ready for that. Some will choose a study abroad program or mission work, but Covington Classical Academy will offer a third option that we're calling fifth year, so kind of a play on fifth day. And what we'll do, Covington Classical Academy will help students who are interested as an option find a local internship or a local long-term service option where they'll spend 4 days at that job site, and then Fridays, the fifth day, they'll be on campus at Covington Classical working one-on-one with a faculty mentor, doing academic things, checking in on the internship. And Covington Classical Academy is very committed to helping students make these choices, and reassure parents that these are all good options. You just have to find the one that's right for your students at that time. And gap years, especially however you do them, this year with COVID have gotten a whole lot more popular. Yeah. But for Sheila and I, who have had our children participate, we know there are so many more benefits for it. And it just continues that experiential learning that we've been talking about. Mm-hmm. So that's our fifth year program. And then I'll turn it back over to Sheila to talk about our school software.
Because we're a team of teachers, we know what works best for communicating well with our students and with our families. And so we've reached out to Abre, which is an award-winning.
Sheila, I think you froze.
No, no.
You hear me? Okay. So Abre is an award-winning school software company, and we've been able to use their software to personalize it for our school. And so that'll be up and running and ready to go when the first day of school. And even when students first register, the families will do all their forms online. We'll be able to communicate with them regularly and really be a part of that digital community. The kids will get everything on their phones. They won't have a bunch of papers to worry about and get signed. So being a new school, we're able to really tie into and incorporate those smarter ways of doing things.
Very nice.
And we've been working with Abre. That was a software. Sorry, I'll go back to it. This software was designed by high school teachers. And so it is, as Sheila said, very easy to use. But we're also working with them to host the virtual open house introduction that we talked about earlier, about moving from that in-person open house that we so much wanted to do to an online format. And you can see the bottom left-hand image is actually a picture of the Abre site, where you start the virtual introduction, and then you can see one of the sample lessons down at the bottom. Just caught the picture, how old is your fossil? So we're asking families to register online for the virtual open house experience. And then we're hand delivering a box full of goodies for them, instructions on how to access the open house experience, some parent information, some cool swag, snacks, and things that go along with the lessons. So for example, the math lesson, you need marshmallows and pretzel sticks. They're in the box. Sheila needed a sign for her lesson. That's in the box. Handouts, it's all in the box, so that students have everything they need to really experience the lessons that we tried to make as interactive as we could in a video format without having the students in front of us. Yep. So we are going to start delivering these boxes tomorrow to people who have registered. And as I said, if you know of anyone who might be interested, direct them to the website. They can register. We'll get a box out to them, and they can start enjoying the lessons that we have for them.
And Anne, I know you as a reading teacher, you'll love this. We've each as faculty members chosen a favorite young adult book. And we did a video introducing our book, kind of competing with each other of, no, you want my book, you want my book.
Oh,
so
fun.
Anyone who registers for the open house, they then have the chance to see the different book talks by the faculty members, and then get back to us and say, that's the book I want to read. And then we'll send them the book that they chose. So from the very beginning, just saying, hey, part of learning is on you. And that excitement of learning, and feeding into that excitement of learning, and learning happens in the classroom and out of the classroom. And here, let's talk about books. So that's another way we hope to just connect with these students even before they're in our classrooms.
Love it, Sheila.
And while it's Christmas break and they have a break from their Zoom classes, it's perfect time to take a look at these lessons and then have the follow-up book. So that's Covington Classical Academy. We open August 24th with an 8th and a 9th grade. So I know many of you have already been on the website, but there it is. My email is there. Feel free to contact me or send anybody with questions to the website or to me. And again, I really appreciate the opportunity to tell you more about it, because we really are excited and think this will be a boon for the students of Northern Kentucky. And we're thinking we'll get some from Cincinnati as well. Over the Rhine, downtown is not that far. So thank you. And do you have any questions?
So how many students do you already have scheduled for the fall?
We do not have students enrolled yet. COVID has been a difficulty. So we had planned on the open house on December 5th. So this is our big push to get some students. This is recruiting season for most schools. So that's what we're doing.
And we are capping our classes at 15. And we do anticipate just having one class in each grade. So it's basically the first 15 students who register in each of those two grades will be able to, be our inaugural class.
Mm-hmm. And again, that smaller class size, better teacher-student ratio, but we also don't want to bite off more than we can chew our first year and our facility, so yeah, so this is our big push to get the word out on a more concrete level, and then get some students to enroll.
So if I'm understanding your open house concept, the way you're doing it now, it's kind of an open house whenever you can do it with your parent kind of a thing versus attend at this time.
Right.
Is that what you've created? Open house in a box, sort of?
Exactly.
With
That's
an
what we're
actual
calling
box.
it for a while.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
So
a great idea.
they'd be able to log into
Yeah.
the school software, and on the school software, they have 15 different videos, and the kids won't watch all 15, but there are definitely some about the price and financial aid that the parents will watch that the kids will be like,
Right.
I don't need that.
Right.
So different videos targeted at the different audiences. The kids won't care who's on the school board, but the parents want to know who's on the school board.
Exactly.
And so they'll watch the videos at their leisure, at their timing, and then the students will be able to watch the lessons and do the activities that are in the box.
Very exciting. What a great idea. Way to
Brilliant.
pivot.
Yeah. Oh, and it opened up, it makes it so much more accessible.
Exactly.
Because, this was, every year I've done an open house with a school, we're all hoping, oh, let the weather be just right.
Yeah,
Not too good and not too bad, and here it works for your schedule.
That's right.
And we have the option to use these videos in other ways.